Who the fuck?
Hello everyone, how you doing? It's T.O. Crypto Savage back with another video. Hope you guys are having a good day, good morning, good night. Today, first thing we're going to be discussing is we're going to be talking about blockchain today. Now, if you've heard of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, you have to have heard of blockchain. And if you have not heard of blockchain, it's a must that you need to. This is what cryptocurrency is built on top of. And I feel it's my duty to bring a video awareness to what blockchain is and how we need to understand it because it will be affecting us in our everyday lives in the future. So hope you guys enjoy. Got a PowerPoint for you guys, so let's get this show on the road. Blockchain technology explained. Blockchain makes the history of any digital asset unalterable and transparent through the use of decentralization and cryptographic hashing. Example, Google Docs. When we create a document and share it with a group of people, the document is distributed instead of copied or transferred. This creates a decentralized distribution chain that gives everyone access to the document at the same time. No one is locked out, awaiting changes from another party, while all modifications to the doc are being recorded in real time, making changes completely transparent. And the reason why I use the example of Google Docs because I currently work in the medical field and we do a lot of our documents on Google Docs. And so say like if I'm at office A and my coworkers at office B, if we're working on the same project, we can literally do it on Google Docs. And while it's being done on Google Docs, we can both input anything we would like to input while it's being viewed by everyone else as well and seeing what we're working on. And anything that is altered or anything like that, everyone sees, everyone can have their input on it, and it's a real good way to build trust in a community. Now there are three concepts of a blockchain, and those are block, miners, and nodes. The first part we're going to get on are blocks. Every chain consists of multiple blocks and it has three basic elements: the data in the block, a nonce, which is a 32-bit whole number that is randomly generated when a block is created. They create the timestamps to ensure exact timelines. It uses authentication protocols so that old communications cannot be reused. And what this basically means is once it's on the blockchain, it is on the blockchain. If it is created at 12 p.m., it is created at 12 p.m. So when something is written in stone on blockchain, it is written in stone and is authenticated, and it's there, so you know exactly where it came from. You can't there is no, oh, it came from this or that. You know, it came directly from that location, from that person, and it's set in stone. And we have the second part where we have miners. Miners create new blocks on the chain through a process called mining. The miners solve the math problem of finding a nonce that generates an hash. There are over billions of possible nonce hash combinations, so this is a long process. But once they mine the correct combination, the block is added to the chain. Once it's successfully mined, it is accepted by all the nodes on the network, and the miner is rewarded financially. And basically, this means like when someone is mining Bitcoin, they're mi- they're um they're mining it until a block is created. Once the block is created, they are reimbursed with Bitcoin. That's why you're starting to see like a lot of mining rigs being built, a lot of mining companies being built. Like when I know back in 2017 when the first when that first popped off with the bull run, of like 20K Bitcoin, you heard of everyone buying graphics cards, and that was people creating mining rigs so that they can produce blocks. And they're basically like the new farmers of the new age. Basically, they're farming, and once they farm and they have enough harvest, after the harvest, they reap the benefits. And now we have nodes. One of the most important parts in the blockchain tech is decentralization. No one computer organization can own the chain. This means no government, no one company, no one owns the blockchain. Instead, it is a distributed ledger connected to the chain. Nodes can be any kind of device that maintains the blockchain and keeps the network functioning. Devices such as phones, desktops, laptops, tablets, and any other device that has similar functions. So you can turn your phone, you can turn your computer, you can turn your tablet into a a node. I've done that with one of my old phones, and I even done that with my laptop. I've turned them into nodes that gives me access and gives me voting rights on certain ledgers of cryptocurrencies. Every node has its own copy of the blockchain, and the network must approve any newly mined block for the chain to be updated, trusted, and verified. Since the blockchains are transparent, every action in the ledger is checked and viewed by all. Each participant is given a unique identification number that shows their transactions. Combining public information with a system of checks and balances helps the blockchain to create trust among users and maintain integrity. So anything that is done, uh, basically, it's out there. So we know who's doing what and who's doing who. That's why everyone trusts. It builds a level of trust, man, because you see what everyone's doing, and you feel safe. You feel safe, and you feel like you have the ability to vote, and you're a part of something that everyone has to maintain integrity. Because if you don't, and someone sees you doing some jacked up stuff, you could be held, you're going to be held accountable. There's no there's no sugarcoating anything like that. Everyone knows it's you, and you're held accountable. Unlike today's day and age, where politicians and companies can do whatever they want and say whatever they want and not be held accountable. And there are three different types of blockchains: public blockchain network, private blockchains, and federate blockchains. A public blockchain is a network that where anyone is allowed to join and participate. Everyone is allowed to go through the ledger and participate in the network. Example I have are Bitcoin and Ethereum, with are both created with open source computing codes which can be viewed and used by anyone. And basically, you can build programs on top of Bitcoin and Ethereum if you know what you're doing, and anyone is allowed to. That's why you see so many different types of cryptocurrencies. Why there's over 7,000 cryptocurrencies, because anyone can create one on the Ethereum blockchain or the Bitcoin blockchain. And that's what a lot of people are doing these days. Like a lot of banks, a lot of companies, they're building stuff on top of Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP because it's a public network. And the next one we have are private blockchains. A single organization will have authority over the network. They will dictate on who can join and access the network. Example is a hyperledger that acts as a foundation for developing blockchain-based product solutions and applications using plug-and-play components that are aimed for use within private enterprises such as Ripple and R3 Corda. Ripple and R3 Quarter are two companies that are in payment remittances. Right now, Ripple, they are overseeing payment remittances for a lot of fintech companies and banks such as Bank of America, and they use the cryptocurrency called XRP. Now they have their own program that's under the Hyperledger called ODL, On Demand Liquidity, and R3 Core as well uses on-demand liquidity. And basically, these two companies they have enough authority to dictate who can join the network and who has to leave the network. That's why these banks and fintech companies such as MoneyGram is a good example of how they're using Ripple's software to transfer money to and from Brazil, Mexico, and other countries as well, which is growing rapidly fast. The last we have is the Federate Blockchain, a decentralized private environment with multiple organizations who will take the decision-making role. This sort of blockchain is suitable for use between companies that often have dealings with each other. Example, like the banking sector. Banks only normally deal with banks. Sorry about that. And in regard to that, they only want to deal with themselves, so they're going to be on the Federate blockchain, and that's mainly like with like big organizations, big companies that don't want to deal with like the public having access to it. They just want to be within themselves. They're still transparent now. Everything they do is still transparent. It's just everything they do on that blockchain is decided by them. And here we are at the end. And blockchain has nearly endless amount of applications across almost every industry. The ledger technology can be applied to track fraud and finance, securely share patent medical records between healthcare professionals, and even act as a better way to track intellectual property in businesses and music rights for artists. Digital assets are distributed instead of copied or transferred. The asset is decentralized, allowing full real-time access. And three, a transparent ledger of changes preserves integrity, which creates trust in the asset. Now I want to read this to you again. The ledger can be applied to track fraud and finance. Now I know you guys been, I don't know if you have or if you haven't, but I know you've dealt with banks who've been caught in all these scandals with fraud, making accounts, fake accounts, and I know if you've been on Instagram or Facebook or anything, you have somebody say, "Hey, give me your bank account, and I can flip this money for you." Stuff like that is going to be obsolete in a couple years. What these banks are doing and what people are doing with free bands. All of that stuff, when this stuff hits the fans, when everyone start using it, all that stuff becomes obsolete. And on the second part of that paragraph, I was talking about securely share patient medical records between healthcare professionals. Like that is awesome. Everything is locked away. You don't know how many times I've seen where someone's medical records all end up in the wrong place, and it's just so horrible to see. Like I've seen at hospitals, at other jobs, and stuff like that. And stuff like that really does need to stop. Like, and this will make HIPAA's job a lot better. It'll make their staff dwindle because the blockchain is doing their job mainly for them. But for the safety of everyone, this is a lot better. And it's a way to track property and businesses and music rights for artists. You don't know how many artist friends I have. You don't know, like, I don't have any people really that create movies, but I know it sucks when you see your music or your movies on pirated websites and you're like, damn, that could have been some money I made, but no, somebody pirated, and stuff like this is going to prevent that. You're going to have more income coming your way because of blockchain protecting your music, protecting your movies, protecting any business that you've created. No one can steal it from you. No one. And this is why I'm such a big advocate for blockchain, and I'm really happy knowing that this technology is going to be what's going to lead us to a positive future. I hope all you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you like and subscribe. If you do have any questions, please message me, and enjoy your night, your day, and your evening. T.O. Crypto Savage out.
Now little homie had a road that his homies couldn't roll, so he rolled. Seen some scenes that his homies couldn't know, so he closed. She hold dreams so she couldn't see her toes, keep him froze. Lord knows I've been trying, diving in my passion till it's madness. Now they grab it, what's the magic? Is it sadness? Tired of the bullshit mixed with foolish pride. How am I living like this? Maybe I should fly. Gone. Paper chasing ain't the statement, best be chasing soul. Raise these racing, change these face with love and light and spirit. People trying to down you oftentimes might be your nearest. Catch me chillin' frozen, shoot just overflowing. Out you feeling oceans, know this mixture potent. Who the coldest? I know all your praises make me lazy, save it for my haters. I've been trying to make sure why they hating, trying to block creators. Silent comes with patience, I display it, watch this concentration. I done made it, face it, I'm the greatest, stop the conversation.
I'm in these dreams, long-winded with these schemes. I'm in these dreams, long-winded with these schemes.
People keep on talking, people talking, people keep on talking, people keep on talking, people talking, people keep on talking.
Like, do I let them know? Maybe they gon' grow with that boy. I'm in these dreams, long-winded with these schemes. Like, do I let them know? Maybe they gon' grow with that boy.
People talking, people keep on talking, people talking, people keep on talking.
See them boy no, see the simple, see them make it. Moving, missing, naked, truth and never get creation. Steady chasing ego thrones and make the evil home shine. That's why I make a road and make my soul fly.
See them boy no, see the simple, see them make it. Moving, miss the naked truth and never get creation. Steady chasing ego thrones and make the evil home sign. That's why I make the road and make my soul fly. You can focus on the message or who sent it or said it. You can mesh wits with pain and get beheaded for your best hit, or lose all restraints. Methods they saying reckless, stage left in from their games. The mainframe needed change, so I focused on the message, not who sent it or said it. And meshed wits with pain and got beheaded for my best hit, and lost all restraints and methods they saying perplexed them. And stage left it from their games. My mainframe needed change. Now
I'm in these beats, I'm in these beats, I'm gold all in these beats. I'm in these beats, I'm in these beats, I'm soul all in these beats. I'm in these beats, I'm in these beats, I'm gold all in these beats. I'm in these beats, I'm in these beats, I'm soul all in these beats. I'm in these beats, I'm in these beats, I'm gold all in these beats. I'm in these beats, I'm in these beats, I'm soul all in these beats. I'm in these beats, I'm in these beats, I'm gold all in these beats. I'm in these beats, I'm in these beats, I'm soul all in these beats.
See them boys
left it from their
ego thrones and
raise these race and change his face.
that's why I make
My soul fly.
That's why I make, that's why I make, that's why I make
My soul fly. See them boys left it from their
ego thrones and
raise these race and change his face.
that's why I make
My soul fly.
That's why I make, that's why I make, that's why I make
My soul
The
fly.
dreaming got me screaming, I believe in me some dogs. The chick gon' meet some meetings and the team gon' meet some hoes. The weed gon' keep on steaming and the sheets gon' keep on froze. Some things I speak misleading, but they keep on meeting souls. The dreaming got me scheming, I believe in me some dogs. The team gon' meet some meetings and the team gon' meet some hoes. The weed gon' keep on steaming and the sheets gon' keep on froze. Some things I speak misleading, but they keep on meeting souls.